Hi everybody. So in the previous video, we had designed the logic for verifying the user's email. Okay, so let us just start the development server here. Now the time is 5:30 a.m. IST. I don't know what is the time in your time zone. Okay, so I will go here to localhost port 3000. Okay, after going to localhost port 3000, wait a second, let me open it on another window. Wait a second. Let me open it again. Let's start automatically. Okay, so NextJS authentication tutorial. This is the home page, but we'll be not dealing with this. Rather, what we'll be doing is we'll be designing the login logic. Okay, so let us go inside the app, then app directory, then the API directory. Let us just create a login folder inside which we'll be print the route.js. Okay, and here what I will do is the logic is very simple. Okay, export async function. Okay, post and request. Okay, so we are getting the request now. If you're using TypeScript, you can type annotate request as next request. Okay, now what I will do is I will bring in two fields. Okay, first of all, let us bring in the JSON data is equal to await request dot JSON. Okay, then what shall you do is const email, const email. Okay, or let us say const username, comma password is equal to underscore JSON data. Okay, so we're getting the username and password from JSON data. Now let us just call the connectDB method. Wait connectDB. Sorry, not the method. Actually, it's the function. Okay, connectDB function. And then what I will do is I will go ahead and write like let user is equal to none. Let us say await user model dot find one. Okay, find one. So we can provide the username directly here. Okay, so after providing the username, what I will do is I will go ahead with username from username. Okay, so after providing the username, what I will do is I will check if the password, if the user exists or not. So I'll type in if user. Okay, else, just go ahead and send the response. Let us create a success variable that will store false by default. Okay, else return next response dot JSON. Okay, next response dot JSON success and message. What will be the message? Okay, so let's say the message will be user was not found. Okay, user was not found, and let us send the status code as set the status code as 404. Okay, because we are unable to find the user. Copy this. Okay, now first of all, here inside the user, okay, const verify password is equal to await. Now let us import bcrypt from, let us say we are using bcrypt.js. Okay, await bcrypt dot compare. So first of all, it will accept the password string that is provided by the user. Okay, which is inside the JSON data. Okay, password, then the hash, which is the user object dot password. Okay, now if verify password, if you're successfully verifying the password, let's send the status code 200. Okay, logged in, logged in successfully. Okay, then what I will do is I will go ahead and I will tell you how to sign a JWT token. Okay, so for now, let us just focus on this. And if the password verification is has failed, so let us just send 400 invalid password. Okay, so now after writing this simple logic, let us just go ahead and test our API. Let's just go ahead, open Postman. Okay, and here I had actually modified something. Let us just save changes. Okay. Now what I will do is I will go ahead, add a request. Okay, and here what I will type is I will type here something like this API base URL slash login. Okay, because I have declared some global variables here. You can see API base URL. It's pointing out to this API URL. Okay, so I'll send a post request in the body. Let us send one, send the username and password. Okay. Actually, I don't remember my password. Okay. Let us say, mm, let me see what happens. Username. Okay. Uh, let me see. So, okay, so this is the problem. What if the user, like, what if the user doesn't remember his or her username? So we'll be fixing all that. So this is Lakshya's 2005, 2005, and then password was, I think this was admin1234. I think this was the password. Let's see what happens here. False, logged in successfully. Okay, so it's sending false because we have not yet changed the success variable to true. Change the success variable to true and we'll be good to go. Okay, so I need to the what I need to do. I need to clear cookies. Okay, so wait a second. Actually, I need to clear all the cookies that are existing here. Let me go to localhost port 3000 and I will just clear out all the cookies here. Okay, so let me see what are the cookies. There are no cookies actually. Actually, it has been stored inside the postman. Okay. So don't worry about this cookie. Now after going for this logged in, let us send it again. So success true, logged in successfully. Now we have to do one thing. Okay, we have to sign some tokens so that we can get the user information without accessing the user object in the back in the API. Okay, we will only access the user's email or ID. Okay. So what I will do is I will import JWT. Okay. Now the industrial method is to define all this password comparison methods inside the user model. Let us just go inside the user.model.js. Okay, so we can define the methods here, but I'll be not going for that now. So here what I will do is after going for success true, what can I do is let us define const access token. Okay. And what I will do is I'll open one new terminal. Now notice that this command will only work inside git bash. Okay. If you are in like PowerShell, this command may not work. So this is open SSL brand dash base 64 and 64. So this is a salt that will be using. This is the secret that we'll be using for encoding our signing our JWT tokens, signing and verifying our JWT tokens. Okay, so auth token secrets. So this will be set to this value. Okay. And auth token expiry. Wait a second. Auth token expiry. What can we keep this to? Or we can keep this to 1 day. Okay. So this should be 1 day. Okay. So let us give it cost auth token. Auth token is equal to, okay, cost auth token is equal to await, not await, JWT. You have to import JWT. Import JWT from JSON Web Token. Uh, didn't I install JSON Web Token? Okay, so let's just go ahead and see if we had installed JSON Web Token. Okay, so we had not yet installed JSON Web Token. Let us just add the package or the dependency. So npm add JSON Web Token. Okay, so if we add JSON Web Token here, now we can assign our JWT tokens. JWT.sign. What is the payload that we'll be providing here? Okay, so let us define the payload first. Const payload equals to, okay, so what is the payload? First of all, we'll be storing the ID of the user, user dot underscore ID. Then I'll be storing the email of the user, user dot email. Okay, so now if you want to store additional information like the username or the name of the user, you can go ahead and do that. But I'll be storing these two fields as the payload, with the payload. Okay, so I'll provide the payload here. Then it will tell me to provide the secret or private key. Let me go inside my config env file. Where is the config env file? Okay, so here is the config env file. Copy this auth token secret and auth token expiry. Okay, so auth token secret. Okay, so process dot env dot auth token secret, and we'll also give the auth token expiry. Okay, now what can I do? What can I do is I can write a config dot auth token secret. Okay, and then expires in let me do one thing. Let me just go ahead, and what I will do is I will just remove all the things right here. Okay, and then click on this close. Wait a second. Wait a second. Let me move all of the settings to the bottom, to the extreme bottom, because I don't want to expose you the actual keys and values. Okay, so the expiration has been set to 1 day. Okay, so let me just redo everything. Okay, so the expiration has been set to 1 day. So let us close that and let us say this is config dot auth token expand. Okay, now what shall I do is I will go ahead and put this inside the cookies. Okay, we'll be not storing that inside the local storage or inside any stateless part of Next.js application. We'll be storing that inside the cookies so it remains secure. So to access the cookies, what you need to do is you need to import. Okay, so you need to import like this from let's say next. Wait a second. Actually, let us type it here directly. So I'll type a const cookies store is equal to cookies. Okay. So await cookies. So this will come from next slash headers, and this is used in the server side part. Okay. So import cookies from next slash headers. Now what I will do is I will go ahead and write here cookies dot set cookie store. Okay, cookie store dot set. What is the key? What is the key? That is auth token. Okay, and then what is the value of that? That the value is auth token that we are giving here, the JWT token. Then what are the options? Okay, so first of all, the option will be okay. It should be HTTP only. Now, what is an HTTP only queue? So if you are providing an HTTP only cookie, hackers do not have access to your HTTP only cookies through JavaScript. Remember, every time hacker visits your website, the hacker tries to execute some harmful JavaScript that may log your browser cookies. Okay, that will log your cookies or local storage keys. So HTTP only cookies cannot be accessed using JavaScript. They can be accessed only through the server path. Okay, then secure is this secure. So secure will depend on process.env.node.env if this triple equals to production. If this triple equals to production, then what is same site? Okay, so same site. Okay, I think this should be strict. Path path will be slash. And what will be the max age? So max age should be the first thing that we should have provided. So first of all, we'll provide the max age. That is 1 day. Okay, 24 star 60 star 60. Okay, so this is 1 day. Now, what can I do is, now if I'll send the request, it will automatically set the key in my browser. If I'll send the request, now you can see we have got two cookies. Ignore this refresh token. This was just before means I was working on a project. Okay, so you can see the expiration has been set to like 8 May to 2025. Okay, so now it's currently 7th May, 5 a.m., 5:30 a.m., and this is in GMT. Okay, so if you'll add 5 hours 30 minutes, you will get the IST timing. Okay, so now this is the auth token. Now let us copy this token. Okay, and let us copy this token. Copy this token, and we'll go to a website so called jwt.io. jwt.io, where you can verify what data has been encoded inside of JWT. Wait a second. Wait a second. It's just loading everything. Okay, so it's telling me invalid signature because we have not provided the correct secret key. Well, so let us just go ahead and provide in the correct secret. Okay, so let's just provide the correct secret. Now valid secret. Now you can see we're getting the user ID and user email, both of the things. Now I want to tell you one catch. Like if the user forgets his or her username, okay, what we can do is we can provide in an identifier. Okay, an identifier that will determine whether the provided identifier is an email or the user, an email or an username. So let us copy the regex that you had used in the sign up part. Okay. So what can I do is I can provide the username regex here. Now instead of directly doing like this, let us just first declare the user variable. Now then after declaring the user variable, we'll be not storing anything. After that, we'll be checking out if uh, username.test username.test identifier username.test identifier. That means if the identifier matches with the username regex, okay, then what can we do is we can go ahead and write here user is equal to the same method, but here instead of typing username, I'll be typing her identifier. Okay, else else So we have to provide your else if instead of else. Okay. So else if. Okay. So then we have to check with email regex. Okay. So save that. Okay. After saving this, let us just go ahead and check out what happens inside our Postman. Okay. So clear cookies in Postman. I don't know actually. Actually, I want to create all the clear all the cookies. Okay, so cookies. Okay, and what I will do is I will go ahead and type click on clear on cookies. Now, if I resend the request, let us see what happens. If I resend the request, 404 not found, user was not found. I don't know what's the error here. So find what username. Okay, so actually we have to provide an identifier logged in successfully. We are getting the cookie. Now let us just clear all the cookies again. Okay, let us clear all the cookies again. And instead of typing here my username, I'll provide my email here. Okay, so now what I will do is after providing my email, if I'll resend it, you can see we are getting the same response success true. Now the auth token has also been modified. Okay, so let us clear the cookie. Let us clear the cookie and save the request as user login. User login. Now this was all about the user authentication. Okay. Now I am not going ahead and verifying if the user is verified or not. I will tell the after logging in. Okay. So whenever the user tries to update his or her password or his or her profile, we'll be asking the user to verify the email before updating the password or updating the profile. Okay, so thank you everyone for watching this video, and I will see you next time.